Hello everyone, I'm Cajetas and I would like to share my experience and thoughts about our exercise program in school. So, during my own PE1 and PE2 classes in college, I remember feeling intimidated and self-conscious. I wasn't the most athletic person and I dreaded things like the mile run or having to perform exercises in front of the class. But you know what? That experiences ended up being a real turning point for me. Once I pushed past that initial hesitation and started focusing on my own progress rather than comparing myself to others, I found that I actually started to enjoy the process. The sense of accomplishment I felt after pushing myself a little harder each time was incredibly rewarding. And as I started to see small improvements in my strength, endurance, and overall fitness level, it motivated me to keep going. And that was my brief experience during our PE1 and PE2 last year as a college student in Southwestern University. Now, let's go on to the phase 2 of this activity. As we start the interview, let me introduce to you first my interviewee today, / my trainee. Please welcome Miss Mariah Kubar.
Good day, everyone. Hello, Miss Cajetas.
Hello there, Miss Mariah. I'm so glad you're here today to talk about fitness and getting started with an exercise program. As a certified personal trainer, it's my pleasure to share some of my experiences and insights to help encourage you to take that first step.
It's also my honor to be interviewed by you today, especially that recently I gained a lot of interest on exercise program and lucky enough to be heard by you.
Wow, that's good to hear, Miss Mariah. Can we start our interview now?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so you mentioned that you gained interest about exercise program recently only. Can you tell me what's holding you back before?
Well, to be honest, I know I should be doing more to stay active and healthy, but the whole idea of working out just feels so intimidating. I'm not really the athletic type, and I'm worried I'll look silly or not be able to keep up.
I totally understand those feelings, Miss Mariah. A lot of people have those same concerns when they're first getting started. But I can assure you, no one is going to be judging you or expecting you to be a fitness superstar right off the bat. In fact, during my own PE classes in college, I felt pretty self-conscious too. I remember dreading things like the mile run or having to do exercises in front of the whole class. It was really tough to push past that initial hesitation.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one who felt that way. So, what changed for you? How did you get over that mental block?
Well, the turning point for me was when I started focusing more on my own progress rather than comparing myself to everyone else. Once I stopped worrying about being the fastest or the strongest and just tried to push myself a little harder each time, that's when I started to actually enjoy the process. And the sense of accomplishment I felt after each workout, no matter how small the improvement, was so incredibly motivating. It made me want to keep going and see how much further I could push myself.
That's a really interesting perspective. I can definitely see the appeal of that. But if I try and just get frustrated because I'm not seeing results fast enough, how do you deal with that?
That's a totally valid concern. Patience and consistency are key when it comes to fitness. I know it can be tempting to want to see dramatic changes right away, but the reality is sustainable progress takes time, Miss Mariah. The best approach is to set small, achievable goals for yourself. Things like aiming to go for a 10-minute walk a few times a week or doing a simple strength training routine a couple days a week, and nothing too intense or overwhelming at first.
Okay, that makes sense. I think I could probably handle starting with something manageable like that. Do you have any other tips for someone just starting out?
Absolutely. A few more things I'd suggest would be Find an activity you actually enjoy, that's first. Second, enlist a friend or family member to join you. Don't be afraid to ask for help or guidance, either from me or from other fitness professionals. We're here to support you, not judge you. Next, and most importantly, be patient and kind with yourself. Progress isn't linear. So don't get discouraged by setbacks. Just refocus and keep moving forward. What do you think? Does this sound like an approach you'd be willing to try?
You know, after talking this through with you, I'm actually feeling a lot more optimistic about getting started. I think I'm ready to take the first step.
Wonderful! I'm so glad to hear that. Let's get you set up with a plan that fits your goals and schedule. I'm excited to work with you and help you discover the joys of regular exercise. This is going to be great. I can already tell, Miss Mariah. So, hoping to work with you.
Thank you so much, Miss Cajetas. I'm also so excited to work with you.